At Officer Mosier's press conference, Sheriff Laney said law enforcement are being hunted and that we, obviously meaning law enforcement, are the guardians and warriors of our community. Well, some people in our community have not been all too pleased with some of the choice of his words. So I want to share with you what he said specifically at the press conference and then give Sheriff Laney a chance to comment.
It's been an ugly day. I mean, obviously here, it's right here in our community, in our face, and we all know him. And it's hard, and yet you look around the country, I thought there was 4. I just got a call from a fellow sheriff in Wisconsin who told me there have been 5 in the last 2 days. How do you think that hits us? You know, people are hunting us. And how do you think that sits with us? But yet we, wear this badge with honor and pride, and we're gonna go out every day and protect our communities. And we're doing it, these are our homes, these are our people, these are our families, this is our community, and we're gonna protect it. And we lost a brother last night. We're gonna wake up today and we're gonna go out and do it again. In his honor, we've got the watch now. We've got to honor him, we've got to honor his memory, and we're gonna honor our profession, and we're not gonna quit, and we're not gonna back off. We're the guardians and the warriors of our community and of our society, and we're not gonna ever quit that.
Sheriff Laney, I think some people like myself, I was cheering you on when I heard that. I was like, hey, man, thank you. We've got warriors that are willing to go out there and pay the ultimate sacrifice. Some people not hearing your words the same way, so I want to share with you a couple different opinions, give you a chance to comment. This is Rob Port from StatedAnythingBlog.com. He wrote an article about this and said this specifically. When I first heard those comments, I cringed a bit and chalked them up to Laney, who was prone to saying intemperate things. You can start with that if you want, getting caught up in the heat of the moment. But words mean things, and when powerful public officials say inaccurate and illogical things, they should be held accountable for them. Laney saying that he and his fellow North Dakota law enforcement officials are being hunted is just plain inaccurate, and please stop thinking of cops as warriors. Let's take this in a couple chunks. One is what you said, that cops are being hunted, inaccurate.
No, and I think, keep in mind, I just been in Washington, D.C., where I'd spent the last 5-6 days talking to sheriffs around the nation. I'm a national board member, so I had a pretty good feel of the temperature across the country at the time. And the question asked to me, which will answer the third part of Mr. Port's comment, was not about us being hunted here in Cass County. The question asked to me at that point was, there's been 5 officers killed in the last 2 days around the country. How does that sit with you? And that was my answer. As far as his comment about intemperate things, I think if anybody knows me, I speak from the heart. I speak, I'm open, I'm transparent, and I'm just gonna say how I feel because I think the public deserves that. He's right, and as far as that, when we make comments as public officials, we have to explain them, and I don't have any problem doing that. That night, or that morning, when I commented about that, there are cops around. The feeling across this nation, the feeling across certainly the sheriff's world, is that our people are being targeted and being hunted. And when you look at the number of deaths across the country, when you look at 5 killed in 2 days, and at that point, using the date of Jason's death, February 11th, up to that point, there have been 8 killed this year in the line of duty. Last year, up to that same date, there have been 0. And so, and then you listen to the rhetoric. You listen to those calling for our assassinations, pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon, open call to hit us when they can and to assassinate cops. How do you think that sits with us? And so, do cops feel we're being hunted in some cases physically? Yes. Fill it up with gas, people sitting in their squad car and being ambushed. So of course that has an impact to those of us that live that life. We feel hunted professionally. I mean, our reputation is completely at stake. People trying to we're all jackbooted thugs. We're all out to rough people up. We're all out to violate people's rights, and that's just not true. And politically, when you're trying to take away the equipment that does protect our people. So, of course, across the nation, we feel that way when we're the ones that have to sit down and explain to our children why people are calling for our lives, when we have to explain to our spouses or have them worry even more so now, are we going to come home at the end of the day? Of course we feel that day. So for him to try to tell us how we should feel, who does he think he is to try to tell us that?
Well, and I think you think of the situation happened in Baltimore where the gentleman walked right up to his squad car,
exactly.
Boom, took him out. So obviously there's references of that. If we can bring up this graphic real quick, according to the Officer Down Memorial page of 2016, line of duty deaths this year. Up to this point, 12. Gunfire deaths, 9. There's been another since you just commented on 8. So gunfire deaths are up actually 900% in the same time period this year versus just 1 year ago. I do want to go on to this, another part of Mr. Port's blog. We'll get on an email that came in as well. But, you look at Camden, New Jersey, the chief of police there, or someone that's high up in the law enforcement there, says, hey, we use a very communal approach to go out there and lower our crime rates, and he's had a lot of success doing that. So when Rob Port says, please, let's stop calling or thinking of cops as warriors, that's the reference that comes up for me from what he's trying to say. Your thoughts on that comment?
If you listen to my whole statement, of course, he took exception with the one word, but if you listen to my whole statement was we are the guardians and the warriors of our society. The defenders of our communities. And 90% of the time we are the guardians. We're out every day. We're answering calls for service. We're finding missing children. We respond to calls for service where people need our help. And we are out there with our presence being the guardians. But when events like what happened February 11th, when bullets start flying and everybody else is running away and we are running towards the issue, there's a warrior mentality in your heart and in your mind that makes you do that, that allows you to do that. Even though you have a wife and children at home, you have a husband and children at home, you're still running to the sound of that problem. And if that's not a warrior mentality, I don't know what is. You listen to football coaches talk about their people. You fought like warriors today, man. Way to go. I mean, if Mr. Port wants to call up the head coach of a football team and call him out for that, I guess that's his right to do so. But when you're going into a fight where you could lose your life, there is a gut check like no other, and especially like somebody like him who's never done it will never understand. And if he takes exception with the word I used, I guess that's too bad. I want to share with
you an email that I got last night, again referencing some of your language so we can bring this up, and I'm going to give you a chance to respond. This person's Thomas Thorpe. He said, after everything that settled down in regards to the Officer Mosier funeral, I want the comments made by Sheriff Laney revisited. After what I've seen, I find it hard to believe that anyone in this great community is hunting law enforcement. I feel he owes this community an apology for those comments. I don't care if they were said in the heat of the moment. I could say the same thing about the officer shooting. Either way, it's unacceptable, and I'm tired of people with a microphone and a pulpit being able to say whatever they want and get away with it. If he has apologized and I've missed that statement, then I digress. Otherwise, do your job, bring him on. He didn't even know you were coming on tonight, and question his comments. I'm not real comfortable with a sheriff's department that has that kind of mentality. I would be more than happy to ask him this question myself. You say what to that, sir?
First of all, I appreciate your question, and that is not our mentality. I think you saw our mentality over the last few weeks and how we look at defending our community. I did not say we were being hunted in Cass County. Again, I go back to, I was answering a question about how cops feel across the nation and about the losing the 5 in 2 days. And I think I've explained what I meant by that comment, having just got back. What I think is being completely missed by all of this is what was my message. Not the word hunted and not the word warrior. My entire message was, no matter how much we hurt, no matter what's happened, no matter how much we're under attack physically, professionally, and politically, we're going to don these uniforms every day across this great nation, and we are going to go out and we're going to protect our communities. Now, Mr. Thorpe, that was my message. If you misunderstood it, I hope that explains it. If you still disagree with me, then you're going to disagree with me, and we're just not going to agree on that one. But that was my message.
And thank God there's men like you and women like you that are willing to go and run in the face of those things, because I don't think I'm that guy. So thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I really
we
appreciate it. God bless you. Great job yesterday, and thanks for all the work and service you give our community.
We'll be out there every day. Thank you.
We look forward to having you and Chief Todd back on as well when we talk about the Bearcat situation.
We look forward to it as well.
We'd love to know your thoughts about our interview here with Mr. Sheriff Laney. You can email us, text us. Much more coming up when we come back.